When I first read the script, I knew this was going to be the craziest thing I've ever done. I've never done a movie with this many stunts, so I knew it was just going to be like an absolute mess and just so much fun. Action Park is for the craziest kids in the neighborhood. Action Park's for kids who love to have a good time and don't care if they fall down and get bruised. There are no rules at Action Point. Knoxville gets thrown around just like in every possible way you can think of. My first day, or maybe it was my second day here, we blasted him down a slide with a fire hose. And I thought, like, oh, it's a movie, it's gonna be a stunt, because, you know, like I said, like, I've never really seen Jackass, so I didn't really know what the point was. But we got up there, and they're like, all right, this is the take where we're blasting him. And I was like, you mean us? We're, okay. And he got thrown off. He did a flip in the air. He just flies off. I kind of knew Annie when I first read her. I kind of knew who she was, but I watched like Dazed and Confused and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She's a little bit like Spicoli. She'd be the one to order a pizza in class. It's pretty sad because the park, people want to shut down Action Point. So they're not too fond of a park with no rules. So there's this mean guy named Knobloch with a bald head and a bad suit. And he comes and he tries to shut down the park for his own personal gain. And he starts a lawsuit against us. But we don't take from anybody. And we make sure that doesn't happen. This park goes through a whole lot of changes. It gets, in the words of DC, faster and looser. It's fun to perform in the 70s because it like adds like a whole different edge to like the way we talk and interact with each other, and like I found myself forgoing political correctness often because things were different back then, you know, and I'm the only girl except for Boogie when she gets here, so I gotta stand up for myself because the 70s were a dangerous time for us ladies. Johnny Knoxville is a very sweet man. He has a big heart, and he's not afraid of anything. Like, he's not afraid of anything. We'll check in with him before a stunt. He'll just be like, I just want to do the damn thing. Tim is, he's a very detailed director, and this project is like, it's so wild and it's so over the top that Tim's job is to reel it in. He wants each moment to be grounded in humanity. I think comedy is often like the most truthful you can be. I've never had so much fun on a film set. I've never done a comedy before. This is my first comedy. And I didn't realize that like the laughs kept going. Like we're almost never not laughing. Like when we're on set, when we're off set, like there's just a general like sense of goodwill among us because we have to be so funny when we're in these scenes. Like you have a couple takes to like make up something golden between you. So it just makes life more fun, I think. When you're acting in a comedy, you just have to be on your toes and you have to know who your character is. So like oftentimes the improvisation that happens between myself and the other actors is just because we know who we are to each other. Like I know the way I talk to Ziffel and I know the way Annie talks to Stiv. You know, like it happens organically, I think is the best way for it to happen. This film is just so much fun. And we just had so much fun making it. And so much of it is real. Like, I remember on one of my first days, like, Knoxville was doing this scene where he had to get hit in the with a beer can. And I was like, I saw this happening, like, again and again. And I was like, Knox, do you want to wear a cup, like, in the next couple takes? You must be getting sore. And he was like, no, I feel that would be dishonest. And I was like, okay. So the whole movie is just as honest as it can be. I think if you love Jackass, then you love Action Point. Because it's the same spirit of free will and silliness and kind of just like, I mean, there's no reason to do this except for that everybody here loves doing it, and no one's afraid of getting hurt. Every ride at this park is real. And the extras are really riding those rides, take after take after take after take.